My name is Wang Chiu Yuan in Chinese. I'm Taiwanese, but in Europe, everybody call me Vivian. I'm now in a position serve as a director of International from Urbanism. I used to work in Delft University of Technology in Holland, in the Netherlands. The initial idea started actually when I was doing my master. Started in Netherlands. It was 2000 to 2002, and coming from Asia, you always with the idea that the Western define is like American approach, but not until I went to the Netherlands, then you are inspired by the different approach of the society. So then I came with this idea that I think in Asia as a developing territory, should have a more exchange with Europe because we both share a very rich tradition and cultures. So that is a starting point. And in 2004, I think I started to initiate one from my host university, TU Delft, and also bring two Asia universities. One is Beijing, Tsinghua in Beijing. The other is National Taiwan University in Taiwan. And in the beginning, we didn't really have very, let's say, solid idea what kind of goal we want to, achieve. It's more like we think this is the right thing to do. So it's a kind of the direction that we want to move forward together. So with these three founding member universities, then we start with the idea of the name, and what kind of exchange we should enhance in this network to continent. And fortunately, from time to time, we have a more member university join us. So in short, the real idea to create such a platform or network is to enhance the exchange in our discipline, which is urbanism, but also, of course, also architecture, including architecture or spatial development, and between these two continents. And after 10 years, more than 10 years now, and we grow from 3 member university to 21 university. And all of these 21 university, they play a very important role in different nations as a leading university. And this is the first time, we stay outside the two continents and come to the South American area. And we are looking forward to further development. The topic I'm going to talk also very much related to my past experience, also in a broader context about the exchange of Europe and Asia. So when I stay in Europe, get my, let's say, doctoral research, then I think it's very important to bring the cultural understanding into our discipline. And so in 1990s, because the European unification, a new idea, let's say, to focus on the soft characteristic of a planning is becoming more and more important for understanding different nations when they have cross regions collaboration in spatial developments. So a new term was introduced. It was called planning culture. So the whole idea about planning culture is planning is no longer just to serve as a political tools. Actually, planning is embedded into social, economic, and is actually a part of a cultural innovation. So following this planning culture as kind of theoretical framework, and I want to, let's say, decode, with the concept to look developing country, with more understanding because they share different historical development. Because most Asian country, developing country, they have the history of colonization. So which means is a break of their cultural continuity. And because this historical conditions, that also make the challenging in Asia planning approach is mainly by learning from Western ideas without knowing themselves, you know, that they have their specific culture in the past and philosophical thinking and so on and so on. So that's create a lot of problem nowadays we see, like in China or Southeast Asia. So my talk is more like to bring this subject and particular focus on the situation of a Chinese development. I heard about, or I learned tango before in the Netherlands. So I always have a certain fantasy, you know, that if one day I will come to Argentina, you know, the birth of such a, let's say, passionate, you know, invention. And then I have to wait almost 10 years, I think, you know, finally to make it, to come here. It's such a rich city. And when we get idea about how the scale of this university, you know, the faculty, it's almost like impossible to imagine that how can this can be happen, or education can be conducted in this way. And it's too short to say, but I think your country, university as well, share also a very long history. And I think that is very, very valuable asset to move forward. And so I hope I will learn more in the coming days, you know, and then to enhance the exchange. That's the reason why we come here.